So I got a lot out of this next segment. This made me giggle, made me smile. Right-wing psychos have turned on each other now. So Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, has been doing this stop the steal, the election is fraudulent stuff, and he's all in on it. He did this cyber symposium, as he called it, where he laid out all the evidence, and of course, experts across the board are like, this isn't evidence of what you say it is. He accused a specific county in a specific state of 3,200 and some odd votes were flipped from Biden to Trump, and I can prove it. And the head of the election in that county was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. We're not even connected to the internet. And the claim was that China hacked that county through the internet. So, just this is why Dominion, now I don't like private companies being involved in elections at all. We shouldn't have that at all. But this is why Dominion is suing, Mike Lindell and Lynn Wood and Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and whoever else. They're suing all these people because the claims are fraudulent. One American News and Newsmax, the claims are not true. They claim Venezuela hacked the election. That was one of the conspiracies. Now apparently it's China or something. So anyway, this guy is going all over the country face planting, saying things that are not true and losing allies. Well, guess what? There's very few who are still going along with Mike Lindell and his MyPillow conspiracy stuff. And one of those outlets is True News. Now, you know True News if you watch this show. Right Wing Watch covers them. We've covered them a bunch. True News is Rick Wiles' outlet. Rick Wiles is a hardcore right-wing Christian fundamentalist, evangelical, super anti-Semitic, big-time conspiracy theorist. We've covered 1,000 segments on him. I highly recommend, if you haven't done this yet, if you're new to this show, type in Secular Talk Rick Wiles and just have a field day. Go through a dozen videos and laugh your ass off, because this guy's crazy, son. So anyway, True News sent a team to go to Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium because they wanted to learn about the election that's stolen, because these guys are inclined to believe the Stop the Steal stuff and to agree with Trump and agree with Lindell. Well, guess what? Lindell misfired, and he's now accusing them of being secret lefties. Watch this.
We have an counterintelligence team that was there. We're going to investigate all of them. I have a report from our counterintelligence and the people that were there. They've given me this report, and this will be ready by tonight. Antifa, on our counterintelligence, Antifa, individuals were working with True News, which is a fake news site established by Media Matters for America. We believe Zachary Patrizio from Salon was involved. We've got them all on tape colluding with masks on. There were people there that said they were from Fox News, but we believe those were also infiltrators because Fox News was not there. But when you use masks, Brandon, to get into things, I mean, bad people, just like you go back to the riots across America, they're using masks now to do bad things. Hey,
I got to say this, Edward. I am the first person to be accused of being both a white nationalist and an Antifa domestic terrorist.
Oh, boy.
I pulled it off. How about that?
You did it, Rick. You should get an award.
A white nationalist, left-wing Antifa domestic terrorist.
That is so bonkers what I just heard.
It really is sad. Mr. Lindell, I don't know one person at Media Matters, and if they're funding us, their checks are late. They're about 22 years late because I've had to get on my knees and pray every day and for the funds to come in from donations from people around the world. And Antifa, no, we didn't smuggle any Antifa people in. That just didn't happen. I don't know one single Antifa member.
So, Rick, where's all this coming from?
Somebody's feeding Mr. Lindell a lot of bad information, and I think he should wise up and take a look at who he has surrounded himself with and whether somebody has gotten inside his group and they are now turning him into a clown.
Yeah, destroying his own credibility.
Yes, they're destroying his credibility.
Okay, so he has this big, show to show truth, right? Mm-hmm. Just that statement alone about disparaging us just neglects all that stuff that he might have been true, because that is blatant lies what he's saying. I mean, it's just, that discredits him.
But he said that he's got counterintelligence team that is giving him this report.
Is that Mossad? Through Dirty Dershowitz?
Somebody is feeding him information.
So if he's so wrong on us, right, on that intel report, what about the other stuff he's trying to feed the American people about the election?
So that's what it's doing to me. Now I'm in the story. Right, suddenly, how in the world did I get in the Mike Lindell story?
You didn't even go.
So
you were working all last week, and so
if his sources of information are so faulty that he accuses True News of being a Media Matters puppet,
funded by Media
Matters, and that we smuggle Antifa terrorists into meetings. If his information is that faulty, then I can't trust anything Mike Lindell says.
Right.
And I've been one guy here through this whole thing that has said, let's hear him out. Let's not attack him. Let's give the man a fair chance to present his information.
That's why we sent our team out.
Yes, that's why we sent Edward and Laurie. But now, I wouldn't waste a dime on anything Mike Lindell says.
And
that is incredible. That's incredible. That's amazing. Where do I even begin with this? If you're going after True News, if they're not right-wing enough for you, nobody's right-wing enough for you. So the MyPillow guy is totally destroying everybody who's an ally to him. He's now turned on them. He even went after Sean Hannity because Hannity won't cover my stuff because he's afraid he's going to get fired, so he's weak or whatever the fuck. No, dude, maybe everybody sort of realizes you're insane. And these people, by the way, would have never turned on Mike Lindell because they want the Stop the Steal stuff to be true. But now even they're like, well, obviously I got to question everything else he's being told because he's saying stuff about us that's just factually wrong. So just to give you a sense of how right-wing Rick Wiles is, take a look at this stuff. I took my own advice and typed in Kyle Kulinski, Rick Wiles into YouTube. Look at this. Watch, far-right hosts insanely anti-Semitic tirade. Crazy televangelist turns hard left. No more billionaires. Give the poor money. Okay, that one is based as hell. Fundamentalist. God's dealing with false religions by giving Jews COVID. Holy shit. Televangelist is giddy about people going to hell. Creepy televangelist blames Jews for abortion and calls for theocracy. Fundamentalist. God sending Brown invasion to U.S. because he's mad about abortion. See, look at this guy. Fundamentalist TV host makes worst prediction of all time. I'm not sure what that was, to be honest, and we're not going to watch it now, but knock yourself out if you want to take a look. Right-wing televangelist is super jealous of Ben Shapiro. He said a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff in there, too. Televangelist breaks the record for most unhinged delusional rant. He said gay imperialism is coming. Transgender rights will lead to civil war. These are all the titles of the videos. Christian TV. Atheist and pagan Nazis run the U.S. Army. So that looks like that's True News, but it's also Jim Baker, or Rick Wiles was on Jim Baker's show. Right-wing host calls for mass murder of protesters. Barack Obama is a Muslim jihadist. Anti-vax televangelist who calls COVID God's punishment, hospitalized with COVID. That was recent, actually. He obviously recovered. Gay liberal Nazis run America. God will use Russia to nuke America over transgender rights. Obama is the ultimate jihadist. Christian fundamentalist blames Las Vegas shooting on LGBTQ Nazis. Conservative host finally acknowledges climate change. That's another one that I'm curious about. I have no idea what he said or what he believes, but I guarantee you it's not the correct take. God allows Muslim terror as revenge for abortion. Pastors will be tortured in America. Pokemon Go is demonic spiritual warfare used to execute Christians. Christian extremists, people with Zika virus getting what they asked for. Radio host calls for Muslim genocide. He said Hillary Clinton was stopped by our prayers. Radio host still refuses to believe Mitt Romney lost. Look, you guys can see everything we got here. Find out the issue Kyle defends Ben Shapiro on. Interesting. I think that was me defending Rick Wiles or Ben Shapiro from insanely anti-Semitic Rick Wiles points. But anyway, I digress. Guys, Rick Wiles is as right-wing gets. And Mike Lindell turned on him, said he was Antifa or working with Antifa or funded by Media Matters. And so now Mike Lindell has 0 allies left. And it's tough watching this guy flame out in the way he's flaming out because, shit, how does this end? Remember, this guy he admits it, he used to be a crackhead. He was a drug addict. And I think he contemplated suicide. And eventually, religion brought him out of it or whatever. And then he got super political. But looks like Homeboy's relapsing or might relapse at some point. So even though politically he's toxic and he's terrible and all that stuff, at this point I just feel bad for him because it's watching like the slow implosion of an unwell person. And when Rick Wiles looks sane in comparison to you, you got a lot of work to do, son. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.